Hello, everybody, and welcome back to day two of the Twitch Torrential Trepidation Tournament. I am Wobbles, and I am joined by the one, the only.
Good. Hello, everyone. And I never can pronounce the name correctly of this event, but I'm happy I'm here.
Excellent. So, real quick for anybody who is joining us for the first time or who has already forgotten the rules between sleeping, uh, this is a tournament designed almost entirely to entertain you and to test the abilities of our players to navigate the chaos of Twitch integration and to improvise in the face of overwhelming confusion. They will have 13 minutes and 20 seconds with a randomly selected slug cat in a predetermined region using the survivor campaign. They will have 13 minutes and 20 seconds to entertain you as you generate a bunch of garbage for them to deal with using the Twitch integration. The players are kept anonymous so that there can be no biasing because at the end of the 13 minutes and 20 seconds, they will be forcefully slain, and then you will vote for whoever was more entertaining. It's kind of morbid, but it's pretty awesome. Um, yeah, I believe that's the main gist of it. There is another stream going on at twitch.tv/iced37 where we have two other runners who are also competing. And we would love it if you would check that out as well. I believe that is it. Am I missing anything, Cyrillith?
I don't think so. I think you say everything, and let us spin the wheel of Sluggets to figure out what Sluggets the players need to play.
All right. Let's spin the wheel of fate. Artificer, 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 artificer. Dang. It did not work this time.
It is not Artificer. It looks like it is Rivulet.
Excellent.
Do we know in what region they are going to play? We find it out in a short minute.
It sounds like we're going to be going to Chimney Canopy. Excellent.
Chimney Canopy.
So, the thing that's going to be fun for this, for me, is that since Riv is so acrobatic and is a little more out of control compared to the other slug cats, sometimes, depending on the modifications people make to the physics, like making the slug cat heavy or more agile, it could make it really easy for the players to leap off and plunge to their deaths. On the other hand, because Riv can jump so high with backflips and can run super fast, sometimes it's going to make it easier for the players to get away from the giant cluster of bodies that tends to get generated. And we are going to be starting here in just a moment. And we are off. First order of business is figuring out where you are in the region and then asking yourself, how badly do you want to be there when people can teleport you and fling you around? And this is a pretty reasonable place, I think, to start. It's also, I think, somewhat safe. There's a lot of different little places that you can land on. A lot of ways to get down. So it is probably going to be fairly straightforward for people to get to the... Oh, that's a Daddy Longlegs over on White Lizard's side of things already. And we are off to a wonderful start with spaghetti for breakfast. Fantastic. Meanwhile, Blue Lizard doesn't seem to have the same difficulties. Has chosen to get back up to where they were spawning from. Wow. Whoa, a sudden clutch teleport, or rather the switch rooms redemption coming in for White Lizard, just barely surviving, plunging to the bottom of that room. They're actually going to manage to evade the DLL, and they're going to be getting over to a less commonly seen part of Chimney Canopy for a lot of people. It's away from most of the main action. Whereas Blue Lizard is headed towards the path that I think most people are going to be familiar with. But not if Twitch chat has anything to say about that. They're going to get flung across that little gap. But I'm noticing a distinct lack of lizard spam and scavenger spam. A lot of teleports and flings so far coming from Twitch chat. But I think we could get crazier. And there's a lizard cannon number 1 coming out as a blue lizard attempts to... Oh, and that's a red. Is it friendly? It is dead.
It is a dead red lizard.
It is a dead red lizard. Yeah. Very interesting so far. Both players actually managing to navigate and survive the slew of strange things that are coming out of the tunnels at them. Ooh, and as I say that, white lizard gonna be dying for the first time. Had a couple of very exciting survivals, especially with the help of Twitch chat teleporting him to some exits. Right now, blue lizard, ooh, teleported back and forth. That's a lot of aquapedes. That was a lot of aquapedes. It is absolute chaos over here. Just this is exactly what we wanted to see. The real question is, what kind of objective are the players going to go for? Where are they trying to head to? Rivulet, despite being very, very maneuverable, is not necessarily the best at killing things. No extra combat stats, but as long as you're getting explosives generated for you by your friends in Twitch chat, then it suddenly becomes easier. And this giant pile of bodies, Blue Lizard actually manages to navigate past. And are they going to go up, or are they going to go down? They're going up, with White Lizard just in the corner of my eye, taking another death over there. Oop, a little bit of zero gravity. Thankfully, there's some poles here to keep Blue Lizard from zinging off into the infinite. Ooh. Oh, Twitch chat.
There was a fling, and it was dead for Blue Lizard.
Oh, absolute cruelty. Managing to catch that one pole, but then Twitch chat had something to say about it and sent him off the edge. On the right side, we've got White Lizard actually managing to get into these tunnels at just the right time to avoid any negative effects from the flings. And they're trying to book it as fast as possible to get to some newer spaces before too many things can spawn and get in their way. They're teleported out over to this exit, and they're going to be going up as well. I wonder exactly what it is these slug cats are up to. What kind of things do you think they're trying to do by going up this way, Cyrillith?
Maybe White Lizard is going up and try to visit the Echo, maybe? And Blue Lizard, it looks like he's trying to survive as long as possible.
Yeah, they both seem to be headed in the same direction.
That's
White
true.
Lizard. I wonder if White Lizard is going to be able to get the survival necessary to generate karma to visit the Echo. Oh.
This is a good point.
We have an angry pole plant right now, and we also... I can't tell right now in all the chaos if Blue Lizard is actually carrying a slug pup. Yes, Blue Lizard is carrying a slug pup, and trying to take them to visit the top of Chimney Canopy with it. Meanwhile, oh! Another fling. Blue Lizard being absolutely destroyed by fling. Oh, same for White Lizard. It's one of the nastiest redemptions that you can put in Chimney Canopy with all of the finicky platforming. Both of them have managed to make it up top. White Lizard actually made it to the room just below the Echo. However, oh, well, that's a short one. Do you think they'll be able to survive?
White Lizard can survive this? Oh, it was really close, but never mind.
Slain by your kin. And I can't help but notice a Daddy Longlegs hanging out. Just right there. Is Blue Lizard? Where is Blue Lizard?
This is a good question.
I can't quite tell.
Is it?
It looks like it's trying to eat him and failing. It looks
Is
like
it
the
Daddy? Oh, the Blue Lizard was stuck inside the Daddy Longleg. What?
I have no idea how that happened. And I also saw a teleport and fling Slugcat, but it seemed like neither was able to free Blue Lizard from the clutches in time. So both of them are back. Um, oh! That White Lizard is racking up quite a kill count today. But I really like seeing White Lizard actually try and... Oh! The zero gravity. He was just on the verge of creeping underneath it and getting down the pipe. But then zero gravity caused him to lift off and into the body of the White Lizard and die. So yeah, yet another kill for not the competitor White Lizard, but the White Lizard spawn at the bottom of this half of the divider. And so far, as far as objectives go, it seems like White Lizard is in the lead for rooms traveled. At least farthest distance from the spawn, getting up towards that echo. But Blue Lizard, I think, has racked up more of a kill count and also had slightly better survival odds when it comes to making it through some of these tunnels. So it's a bit of a split on how these players have managed to handle all of the Twitch integration. We see White Lizard actually going for some food, racking up a couple of food points. Remember, the points are interesting, but they don't really matter. It's all about the vote at the end, and we've only got about 5 minutes left for the players to achieve whatever little goals they're off to, or showcase some good play. What a survive from White Lizard, reacting to the camo dropping on him. Meanwhile, Blue Lizard just navigating the rain that has been summoned by Twitch chat. We have some mystery gifts being generated, and yet another daycare experience for Blue Lizard. That's quite a few slug pups. As we saw yesterday, you can use slug pups to make friends. You can, in fact, feed them to the lizards instead, and use that to barter for goodwill and a lizard cannon on Blue Lizard's side of things. It is an absolute mess. It is an absolute mess everywhere for both players. Oh, where did Blue Lizard get that lantern? It just...
Was it a mystery gift? I think it was a mystery gift.
It must have been a mystery gift. It popped out and it flew away, and that's another fling. The moment you get into this room, you are fodder for flings.
That's true.
It's a question if Twitch chat says they want to be kind or if they want to see more death, basically. And I see another fling redeemed. I don't know if it is kicked in. Oh.
There's a guardian on the White Lizard side.
What the? There is a guardian. What's it doing there? I have no idea how guardians actually try to interact with anything outside of the depths. I don't think they actually do. I think they just play air traffic controller. So we have another death for Blue Lizard. Has managed to generally survive longer than White Lizard, but again, White Lizard has had a couple of better traversals, just a tiny bit more luck into making it to the top, and they...
What?
I see several redemptions for Fling down in the bottom right. It looks like they got flung out of the shelter during the torrential downpour redeem, and got pushed up into the blunt force trauma of the rain, which is unfortunate. They were doing basically the only thing you can do when there is a significant amount of rain, which is try to tunnel juke, do your best. Ooh, and a little creep from White Lizard getting under that cyan that popped out of the tunnel on him. Yep, we have both players once again. Normally, what we've seen is sometimes players will, if it's starting to be a little too tricky, they may just try and mix things up just in order to get something done. I like the good improv use of the jellyfish from Blue Lizard's side of things. Still dies to a pink, but, you know, that's life. That's life here in Rain World. But we normally notice players will start mixing things up as far as where they're trying to go, just to see if they can get some headway somewhere else. Especially with the activity that they're getting with flings from Twitch chat the moment they go into this climbing room. But it seems like they have both been pretty steadfast in trying to make it up to the top of Chimney. With only 1 minute and 40 seconds left, we're going to see if they get benevolent teleports, if they get flung around, or if they get blown up, as in White Lizard's case. Whoa. Blue Lizard with the sudden hops. Nice wall climb, good improv use of, it looks like slightly different physics. I can't quite tell as the redeems are coming in too fast and too furious. But meanwhile, White Lizard getting locked into an actual deathmatch with scabs immediately outside of spawn. Maybe not the way you want to wake up unless you're Artificer and you're used to it. Ooh, and the clutch dropping of the items, almost killing Blue Lizard going into combat against that eel. We have another death from White Lizard blowing up immediately outside of spawn. This one has been rough. This one's been rough for our players. Oh, a rainbow. Oh, that's nice. Oh, a red centipede. That's not nice.
There's a red centipede on Blue Lizard's side. And
Ooh, they went for the jellyfish stun onto the centipede, trying to creep into the tunnel. I applaud the audacity. But the red centipede with MLG gamer reflexes. Ooh, and a give explosive, killing White Lizard just as they got bit by their namesake. And it's the last few seconds. Think we might see just oh an explosive finish for Blue Lizard as well. And both players, Kill Slug Cat Redeem, going to be coming in, and
the time is up.
And that is it. A fast, furious, and futile first run from both players. Didn't quite get to see what their ultimate objective was. It was to climb. They did a good job of putting up with it, but ultimately the flings from Twitch chat were a bit too much. Everybody, the poll is in the top right if you want to vote for which player you think navigated your summons the best. Whichever player entertained you more, whichever player won your heart, please vote for them up in the top right. So what did you see from both players, Cyrillith? What stood out to you about both of them?
Both players try to survive as long as possible, and it looks like they have the same goal, try to go up, but the Twitch chat is not really... Twitch chat is doing a good job in messing around and fling them out of the poles.
Absolutely. What I noticed stood out to me from both players. Blue Lizard did a bit better job of surviving for an extended period of time, but White Lizard tended to go for the throat more when trying to navigate, which I think is why they managed to make it exactly one room farther up the pole. They were a little less afraid to get in there and mix it up directly with things. But Blue Lizard showed some pretty impressive maneuverability and managed to survive a couple of pretty well-timed flings from Twitch chat. So depending on whether you prefer the survivability or you prefer the focus, that may decide who you vote for. And a message in Twitch chat from the real Scruffles. Remember to actually hit the vote button and not just the tiny circle. That also applies to any delivery orders you make online or work emails you have to send. Don't forget to hit submit. And once we know the winner in a few seconds here, we are going to cut to a brief intermission while our next runners get set up.
The vote is over and White Lizard is the winner of the first match today.
All right, excellent job to White Lizard. I didn't have the results up. How close was it between White and Blue Lizard?
White Lizard has 6 and Blue Lizard has 4 votes.
All right. We're going to take a brief intermission while we get the next runners set up. Thank you for watching the first match. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Twitch Torrential Trepidation Tournament for our second run of the day on this stream. I am Wobbles, and I am joined by the one, the only,
Hello, everyone.
and that's Cyrillith, with the really
Yes.
cool art. My hand-drawn MS Paint bird pales in comparison to the very, very cute friendship between, it looks like Saint and a Cyan. Very adorable. Uh,
Thank you.
but we are going to get cracking. Let's spin the wheel and see which Slugcat our competitors will be playing as. Yes, my personal favorite, the Hunter. The Hunter with the extra athleticism, which they're going to need because where are they going, Cyrillith?
They're going to drainage system.
Yes. Drainage system, which we were just talking about this before we got started. Uh, we think drainage system, it actually gets a bit of a rough reputation, mostly because most people's experience with it is to play Survivor, wander there from outskirts, and drown repeatedly. But it actually has quite a few rooms that are pretty fun to navigate, and hopefully our competitors choose to stay there. If they can get through some of the pipes, they could opt to head on over to outskirts, or they might go to any number of the other connectors. Some of them are pretty difficult to get to with all of the swimming. I would not personally try to take on any of the more underwater sections with all of the chaos generated by Twitch integration. But we'll see what our players do. That's 13 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock for them to entertain you. We'll see what kind of personal objectives they set, where they choose to go, if they go looking for some of the downpour DLC rooms, or if they try to get to some of the more vanilla regions. We'll find out when these players get started. And it looks like we are beginning right away. And this is another one of those regions where I don't quite recognize the shelter rooms on site. So, yes. This is actually a fantastic room for getting access to some of the rooms that you can, well, actually maneuver in. A bit of traversal from here will get you into some of the more open areas. I think of it as the waterfall room. Oh, I just heard from Ice Toblerones that we need to stop this one real quick and reset it. So we've got a bit of a false start.
It looks like the Twitch integration for the blue leather state isn't working. This is why we need to stop this.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, makes sense. There have been a couple hitches with the Twitch integration so far. It is one of the tricky things about having to run it through player streams, um, and having, well, we've had a lot of competitors, a lot of people signed up to participate in the tournament. So, to be quite honest, I'm a little surprised we didn't have more tech issues. Yeah, as I was saying, we're pretty fortunate that we've been curated a spawn that will let the players wander into some of the more open areas. There are some pretty cool rooms where you can do some fun acrobatics, multiple levels to run and hide, a couple places to swim, a few tunnels to juke. I do believe most people's impression of drainage system is colored pretty heavily by their first experiences with it. We have Blue Lizard booting things up. Are they just testing to see if they have the Twitch integration working now? Okay.
Okay,
All
it
right.
looks like it's working for now for blue lizard sites. And we
Okay.
are still on the wheel, but we are going to see the runners in a short time.
All right. We're headed back to the runners now. And we are going to restart the timer and get started in just a moment. And we're off. I like that the redemption is currently just a lot of give advice. It's fantastic. And I've also seen like a fair number of spawned slug pups. One of the fun things about this event is that sometimes the challenge you choose to endure is based quite heavily on what Twitch chat likes to throw at you at that point. We've seen quite a few people set up impromptu daycares with the slug pups, and the runners embrace their role as newfound adoptive parents. I wonder who's doing that. I feel like at the start of almost every run, somebody decides to spawn some dead red lizards to give people a scare. Alright. We have Blue Lizard has managed to make it to the left, taking the taking the slug pups to the pool. Very adorable. Abandons two of them. Says, I've got one, that's enough for me. And they picked up a second on the way. Blue Lizard having a bit of a clear path right now. And a little help from Fling Slugcat is actually going to get them started. Oh, immediate ambush. Right outside of that tunnel after a nice clean start. While Red Lizard over on the right side is going to, well, oh yes, this is the room I was talking about, the waterfall room. It is actually very, very cool once you have finally played the game and learned how to maneuver. This room is actually kind of fun. But before then, it's mostly just a place to die. We're gonna see them swimming around. Just, oh, concuss the snail right there. Blue Lizard seems to want to go to the left. I think this would... Oh, I heard a snap. What happened? Did anybody see what happened?
Red lizard gets snapped by an axolotl lizard and died immediately, I think.
Unfortunate. It looks like a Blue Lizard making some good use of the hunter's natural athleticism. Doesn't have any of the crazy maneuvering powers that some of the DLC Slugcats have, but does just run a little faster, hit a little harder, and of course can carry 2 sticks. Oh, and already we're getting a pretty exciting deathmatch situation on Blue Lizard's side of things. Red Lizard doing its best to survive up in this corner with nothing but a single rock. I am loving the tenacity from Red Lizard right now, but I'm not sure how he gets out of this one alive. A perfectly timed hop over, excellent escape from Red Lizard, good maneuvering.
There's a mirror full just on the blue lizard side.
Meanwhile, Blue Lizard is saying God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers as he tries to avoid the Miros Vulture and the entire pileup of bodies in that long, narrow hallway. It has already gone insane. Ooh, a fortunate... What are those called? The little bouncy critters from the DLC?
I'm not really sure. I always call them jeeps, but...
All right. Yeah, that is the perfect room to see it. I love seeing the immediate adaptability from Red Lizard, using the creature to get up that multi-tiered room and start navigating. So far, some really fun play from both players. Both of them actually utilizing Hunter's athleticism, being brave, leaping over lizards, and getting past some of the stuff that Twitch chat has sent their way. Red Lizard choosing a completely different path now, opting to go down. I'm wondering if they're going to keep up with that or if they're going to try and stay away from any swimming. Well, looks like they're going for a bit of upward platforming here. Meanwhile, Blue Lizard back at spawn, having to juke in and out of the shelter over and over again. Sometimes it's the best thing to do to survive, but, and this is just my opinion, if you're going to die and respawn at the exact same room you're in, you might as well take a chance.
Oh, this is interesting. Red lizard is going to go down instead of up.
Well, that's the plan anyhow. Zero gravity has something, and a bit of
Oh,
a fling from the tunnel and the teleport has something to say about that. Actually, Blue Lizard has chosen to, it seems, make the same kind of detour. I will admit there are some of these areas once you get into, um, once you get a bit deeper into drainage system, I'm not as familiar with the map. But I am hearing some explosions. I'm hearing a full centipede Wrigley Boy feast happening on Red Lizard's side of the screen. Managing to get just a quick snack on their way through the chaos. Nice reactions from Blue Lizard getting into that tunnel after being flung around by Twitch chat. Actually really loving the play from both players so far. Making the most of the nonsense. Which is not easy. This is a game where you have to make a lot of plans and then get rid of them quickly, and that's even more so true when Twitch chat is generating new obstacles for you every other. Holy moly! That's a green lizard cannon. And that is a purple menace, it looks like, on the left side for blue lizard. And they sneak by it. They sneak right on by. Oh, things are getting messy on red lizard's side of the screen. But they quickly hop on over. And, oh, I heard a snap. Blue lizard went down. Yeah. So far, both slug cats managing to get through some of the chaos pretty well. It seems like red lizard has managed to have an extended survival and even manages to escort a couple slug pups for nap time in that shelter, while blue lizard solid snakes his way and past the lizard creeping out of a tunnel at him. Really cute escapes from both of them so far. Red lizard the first one to get any kind of cycle, or I think even get enough food to rest at all. So that's going to let red lizard on their side of things explore a bit more of the terrain without having to go back to the same areas over and over again. Meanwhile, blue lizard has made a friend. Oh, and zero gravity nearly plunges them into the monster kelp. But they react quickly enough and get the stab on it and navigate down to the bottom right of that room. Once again, excellent reflexes in dealing with the surprises of Twitch chat from Blue Lizard.
what is happening on the blue lizard side in the water?
A light
Oh,
show.
some aquapedes and flying centipedes.
Oh, that is the. I think most players want to tend to stay away from the water, so that is the first aquapede we've seen that actually belongs where it's at. And blue lizard running like hell from the cyan, but it turns out it's actually friendly, and he's going to need a friend right now, considering there's an underwater bird. There's an underwater bird. Oh, I hear tinnitus. Red lizard dying for the first time in a while. But again, thankfully they've got that shelter so they can keep exploring other parts of drainage system with their newfound convoy of slug pups. Blue lizard trying to be patient. Was one of the players controlling the slug pup on the side of blue lizard's screen, because the little guy was very nimble. An excellent escape. Oh, and an explosive given by Twitch chat. Gonna hand a vulture kill over to Blue Lizard. It's gonna be able to get through this little bit of chaos. While on the right side of the screen, I see Red Lizard going for a swim. They actually managed to make it. They make it to one of the spaces where they can breathe, and they are switched rooms. Yeah, that's why I wouldn't want to go to that side of drainage system at all. But I will be unbelievably impressed if they are able to make it to a different region amid all the chaos. Oh, and with the assistance from Twitch chat, they just might do it.
They managed to get close to the gate to garbage waste, I think.
Yeah, they're over at that garbage waste connector. They've just got right now. They've got one caramel. Might be a friend. Kind of
It's
acting friendly.
looked
It's
like a
not
friend.
spitting. It's not hissing. It's not charging. Oh, will they be eaten? Now, one of the things for Hunter is that when it comes to lizards, sometimes your friends are your food sources. Maybe opting for that. He's got 2 explosives in hand, so he's got to be careful. Over on the left side, Blue Lizard hanging out with the Slug Pups again. A nice grenade right in the pocket, blasting away the opposition and taking some Slug Pups off on a field trip, going in a completely different direction from Red Lizard. I'm loving this. Ooh, the dead Red Lizard heart attack special coming out of the tunnel, nearly scaring Red Lizard to death, makes it to the gate. Are we going to see a full region traversal out of drainage system? That thrills me, and we still have 2 minutes on the clock. This is a very, very, very fun game so far. But we're getting the body pile up on the right side of the screen. And thankfully, Red Lizard is armed to the teeth as one of the best friends you can ask for, an explosive spear, as Hunter. He's got to try and pick out that centipede. Ooh, uses the grenade, gets through, and actually makes it into garbage waste. Incredible. Great work from Red Lizard. Meanwhile, Blue Lizard is on their way to Outskirts. We might see 2 players traverse to 2 different regions. But not if the red centipede on Blue Lizard's side of the screen has anything to say about that. That is quite the obstacle for the direction that they're trying to go. And so were these lizards. Excellent use of the room terrain, going straight for those pipes on the left side. Blue Lizard with the maneuvering, with the smart play, and a helpful room switch from Twitch chat. It's actually sending them there. Ooh, nice grenade onto the red lizard. Or sorry, onto the red centipede for Blue Lizard. I think it might be dead. It might be dead. It is not dead. I
It
should
is
have
not
known better.
dead.
It's never dead. Should have known better. And this is looking like a rest in a shelter. I'm looking over on Red Lizard's side of the screen, has managed to rest in garbage waste. Full region switch from Red Lizard. Nice work. 40 seconds for Blue Lizard, maybe to try and get over to Outskirts. Or if they want to just continue their grim harvest and their trail of destruction, they have gone on an absolute tear for the end of their run. They've got 30 seconds left to figure out what they're going to do. And I think they're going back for more blood. Possibly going in for that final kill on the red centipede. They do have a explosive spear. There's some exposed flesh on the red centipede. If they can nail the shot, it looks like, oh, they got one hit. Are they going to be able to get another? There's only a few seconds left before Kill Slugcat comes in. Blue Lizard, eye on the timer. Are they going to dive in for one final burst of glory? No, they're going to fall asleep. And that is time. Kill Slugcat comes in.
Time is up, and I'm a bit sad Blue Lizard didn't manage to kill the red centipede, but it was really close, I think.
Yeah, they got the grenade on it. There was some exposed plating. They had the explosive spears. They just weren't able to line it up. I really liked watching them take their time to try and line up the shot. Lining up spears in this game is harder than it looks. It's harder than it looks when you're trying to judge the movement, especially if something as erratic as the red centipede. That was an excellent, very fun game once both players got their footing and started moving. They went to different directions. They both used Hunter's movement to their advantage to get some escapes I think most players wouldn't have seen. And now it is your turn, viewers, to select the winner. Please vote in the Twitch chat poll for who you enjoyed more, Blue Lizard or Red Lizard. That one was a lot of fun. That was definitely a lot of fun. I felt like it was the right mix of chaos generated by Twitch chat and actual opportunity to play from the players. We've seen a couple of runs over this weekend where people simply didn't get a chance to do very much. Too many red lizards, too much flinging and teleporting for them to get anywhere. This one, personally, was, I think, one of my favorite blends. Although I will say, I do enjoy when the runners have to start taking care of slug pups halfway through the run. I think that's one of my favorite things that Twitch chat can make them do. All right, time is running out. It's a close vote. It is a close vote. If you are watching it, if you enjoyed, please make sure you vote for the players. You have only a couple of seconds left. And if it comes down to a tie, Ice Toblerones, who is running the stream, will flip an actual, physical, real-life coin to decide who wins.
It is
And
a tie.
Wow. It is actually a tie.
Whose players get 6 votes, and now we are flipping a coin. And the winner is Red Lizard.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker for me. I could have seen it go either way. But we still have more runners to watch, so we are going to take another quick break while we get them set up. Thank you for watching so far. We will be right back.
Hello everyone, and we are back for the Twitch Torrential Trepidation tournament. I think I pronounced it correctly this time. Woohoo!
Hey, 10 out of 10 from me. Excellent
Thank
work.
you. I'm your host Cyrils, and I'm here with Wobbles. Hello.
Yeah, thank you. It is a pleasure to be here for day 2 of the chaotic improv tournament filled with randomness, including which character you play, which we're about to find out as we spin the wheel. Oh, Exothermatic wants us to channel Saint energy. We learned yesterday that if you focus really, really hard, you can rig the wheel with nothing but your mind and your voice. I haven't actually seen a Saint run either, so I'm gonna channel Saint, 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 Saint. Ooh, a Gormando. A little far from Saint, but should be pretty interesting. We are going to be in industrial complex. A lot of room for a lot of violence. A Gourmand seems like a tricky character to play in this kind of format when so many creatures show up, since he has to be a bit methodical about his spear throwing and can't always spam jumps and hop around things because he gets tired. Plus, you don't have nearly as much time to sit and craft. You would think with random items and random stuff being thrown around everywhere, you would have the opportunity, but it seems like you just don't get to stand still and figure out what the heck you're doing before some new crazy obstacle comes at you that you have to deal with. So, I'm interested to see how the players handle it. It looks like White Lizard is already starting. Red Lizard is joining them, and we are off. Ah, yes, and this is also my personal favorite shelter in all of Industrial. From here, you can get anywhere pretty quickly. You're near the outskirts gate, so if the players wanted to wander over there, do their hunting and killing or wandering there, they could. Or they can opt to get into pretty much any other part of Industrial extremely fast.
We have already a mother spider. Oh, and explosion to the white lizard side, and a quick reset.
Well, they didn't have very far to go, thankfully for them. We have seen Red Lizard has embraced parenthood. This is looking like the daycare challenge all over again, which I still have some psychologically damaging memories of, and some rapid movement from White Lizard. It's actually going to see them over near the outskirts connector really fast and right into the mouth of an eel. But since I believe Gourmand cannot be killed by lizard bites, anything but an instant kill lizard bite is actually able to get the counter stab, and they're just choosing to go to outskirts. They said, I like it over there. I looked over on Red Lizard's side of the screen and saw a lot of lizards. And then I saw the respawn. They were playing it safe, trying to take care of the slug pups and maybe do a little exploring with the kids, but it didn't seem to quite pay out for them. Oh, little tinnitus from the right side of the screen. White lizard throwing a grenade, and that green lizard seeming a little chill, almost seeming friendly. Oh, that one's probably not friendly. That's a lizard cannon generation, and it is already going for the lunge. Red lizard seems like they're having technical difficulties. They seem to be stuck on their loading screen after that first death. Are we going to be pausing, or are we going to hope that they can load pretty quickly? Okay, we're going to be pausing the timer for a moment so that Red Lizard can get that technical issue sorted out. Right now, I'm enjoying watching White Lizard get their breath back, do a quick hop over the green. We saw them making use of Gourmand's body slam. But while we get everything sorted out, we're going to head over to the intermission ambience for a moment, get the runners resituated, and start fresh. All right. We are back. Thank you very much for your patience. Hopefully, we have all the technical difficulties sorted out. We are going to start again. Once again, Industrial Complex, Gourmand, and violence. Seems like White Lizard was opting to head on over to Outskirts. We didn't quite get a read on what Red Lizard was doing, so we'll have a chance to see again as we start once more if both the players are ready. All right, White Lizard has begun. Red Lizard has begun. We are back. So White Lizard opted to go straight over to Outskirts. And, oh, random scavenger appearance. Oh, no. White Lizard went for the body slam onto the Rubicon egg bug. Not sure what it's actually called. Is it a lava bug?
It's called firebug. And
Firebug.
if you damage a firebug, they're going to explode. And sometimes it is really funny, but they are going to kill everything that is alive. On
Yeah,
its
they have
path.
the aggressive grapple, and then they just like shank you over and over again with their mouth. They're very
Yes.
tenacious and hard to kill. Mostly because they are fast. So the moment you make a single mistake around them, they tend to get a hold of you and insta-kill you. Ooh, I kind of like what Red Lizard is doing here. Well, was trying to do. It's hard to tell since they were getting switched rooms on, but there are a couple rooms here in Industrial where you have access to things like pearls, karma flowers, the bat fly bait, as well as firecracker plants. So you can. So I don't know the crafting recipes for Gourmand by heart, but I can imagine somebody who did, as long as they were able to get there, might be able to make something useful.
White Lizard is already in Outskirts, and there are many creatures on the screen, and White Lizard is dead? No, he's alive.
What the hell? How did that happen, and how are they alive? I have no clue, but I love it. Curious to see where they try and go from here. It looks like I get the feeling that they want to go left because they have the ability to climb those poles and go right, and they're choosing not to. Ooh, sudden creature explosion coming out. A little bit of help from Twitch chat, giving them the distraction they need to make it through. Bit of a whiff. Another explosion. Fantastic. It is crazy. Meanwhile, Red Lizard looks like they're choosing to play more in the industrial side of things, so we've actually got to try and figure out what's going on in 2 regions at once, which is trickier than it sounds, but we will do our best. We will do our best for you. And, oh yeah, and speaking of 2, there is in fact another stream for this event over at twitch.tv/iced37. Can drop that link in chat for you, where you can watch 2 other competitors striving and struggling in the face of Twitch chat. There is nothing more dangerous than you. So if you want to go watch other runners struggling and playing for your entertainment, then twitch.tv/iced37. I'm noticing incredible slowness over on Red Lizard's side of the screen, but I think it was an effect. Oh wow, they actually survived. I saw the game over prompt from them, but they managed to get through that tunnel full of adversity. Fighting and struggling, they catch their breath and they're about to hop the... Not quite hopping the gap, they're opting to head down. Might be headed down into garbage wastes. I see over on the right side of things, we've got a rest coming out from White Lizard. And I can't tell if those were friends, but they were able to get a rest down near the drainage system connector. So we've got 1 terrain traversal. We have 1 region traversal coming out from White Lizard. Little patience and an explosive spear getting the kill on the Mole Lizard. They settle down for a snack, and the lizards are coming in fast and furious on white lizard's side of the screen. Red lizard somehow surviving the same exact kind of trial down in the bottom part of industrial complex. Headed over to garbage waste. Says hello to a scav in passing. We have completely different routes coming out from these players. So far, Red Lizard managing to squeak by in a lot of tunnels and a lot of tight spaces, while White Lizard has used violence and patience to get all the way over to drainage system. We'll see if they can actually make it into the gate. They're only one room away, while Red Lizard patiently tunnel camps this massive variety of lizards and a daddy longlegs. Oh, and an explosion is going to kill him. Valiant effort, just a little bit away from garbage waste. Meanwhile, on the right side of things, White Lizard. Oh my! Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not
There's a
good.
huge spaghetti monster on the white lizard side, and
If I were White Lizard, I would start crafting things and hoping for the best. I don't know what you could possibly get that will save you here. Twitch chat, if you have an ounce of mercy and you now's the time to generate it. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. Oh, the end is near. Oh, it's here.
yep,
Oh, he's dead.
it's over.
that was absolutely tragic. Now on the bright side for White Lizard, they did have the foresight to take this very close shelter. And a pre-cycle event is actually going to make things possibly a bit easier for them, but the terror longlegs is continuing to follow them from cycle to cycle. It is not over. The nightmare continues even as they wake. Meanwhile, Red Lizard taking the high road again over an industrial complex. And while all of that madness is happening over in White Lizard's side of the screen, Red Lizard actually has a pretty free and clear path. Not sure if things were spawning in a different room and they just managed to get away. Oh, White Lizard. That looked like a center mass exploding spear. They might have just landed a kill on the Terror Longlegs with that stick. If they did, that would be the first time I've seen the creature slain. And certainly with the rain helping them out. Oh, a sudden teleport. I wonder if they even know where they are in the room. I think they do. They're hanging out under the pole while everything else dies to the rain. Oh,
Ooh.
no. That is so unfortunate. I wanted to see the Terror Longlegs show up on the kill feed. I really did.
But the filling into the death rain.
That is unkind. Twitch chat has not taken pity on White Lizard. Meanwhile, Red Lizard. Looks like they might be changing approaches here. Might be seeing all of this fun happening in garbage waste and decide that they want a piece of it. It's a little hard to say. The pre-cycle event on White Lizard's screen is actually making it fairly tricky for them. But a lucky switch rooms there is going to get them to shelter. If I were them, I might just try... Well, actually, no, you can't rest in the same shelter that you were just in, so... There's not a lot they can do. Ooh. I couldn't tell. That looked like a lantern mouse getting spawned and popping out of the pipe and instantly getting destroyed by a cyan on Red Lizard's side of things. They're sort of patiently trying to figure out where they want to go. They haven't been able to make it very far from spawn so far. Meanwhile, a shroomed out White Lizard. Red Lizard to the left, Vulture and Daddy Longlegs to the right has just been having the time of their life in the deathmatch of the century trying to get into drainage system and somehow manages to survive this close proximity with the Red Lizard. They creep through that room and survive. Unbelievable. Oh, and there's the Daddy Longlegs on Red Lizard's side of the screen, popping out of the shelter they were just in. And they managed to survive a close scrape with the White Lizard. Ooh, and leapt at by a strawberry, followed by an explosion. Another death, unfortunate for Red Lizard, still a bit trapped over there in Industrial Complex. What is happening to White Lizard? Their screen has been bombarded with the creatures every single time I look over. So I'm very impressed that they are still alive in this cycle. I think they managed to pin that Red Lizard to the wall, which is the reason they space program. They're headed up. They're headed down. Excellent adaptation there in the face of all the chaotic physics. But and I think that's they might have a chance to survive. It seems like they're interested in getting away from the pre-cycle event. Another trip to space, and it looks like a release from the lizard. A White Lizard stays tenacious and manages to live yet again.
And the time is up. We are going to kill the Slackets in a short moment.
Wow,
And there's a kill command.
time flies. A White Lizard with some very chaotic and exciting cycles. Red Lizard seeming to get a bit stuck in Industrial Complex, doing their best to navigate it, but not able to make it super far. Almost made it to Garbage Waste, but an unfortunate explosion took them back to spawn. It is your chance to vote for the Slug Cat that you enjoyed watching the most. Please vote in the Twitch chat poll. White Lizard or Red Lizard. You have about 2 minutes. Please choose the winner. Please vote. Please participate. If not, we may have to bring back the eyebrows from yesterday. Okay, that's true. Istoblerons drew angry eyebrows on Snipies, little avatars here, just to try and encourage more people to vote, and they just grew with every run. I don't think we want to do that this time because I'll have to draw 2 sets of angry eyebrows for Cyrillith's picture. Not the eyebrows. It might happen, so please use your power of democracy to vote for who you enjoyed watching the most. Yeah, that was quite interesting. The thing that I found kind of funny is that White Lizard opted to go straight to a different region when if there are any regions in this game that I would be happy personally if I were doing a run to stay in and just fight and engage directly with the chaos, Industrial would be one of them, and I think Outskirts would be the other. Because they're two of the regions where you have the least problem with the actual terrain and getting flung into instant death. You have the most room to play. So I was a little surprised to see White Lizard go for traversal, but also showed pretty good combat skills when forced into it, which Twitch chat definitely forced them into it. And the winner is in. It's White Lizard with a pretty commanding lead, which is understandable. The traversal and some of the crazy situations they got into, they navigated well. Red Lizard got a little stuck, had a tough time, but still, great run from both of them. We are going to be going to a brief intermission while we prepare the next runs for everybody. Thank you for watching so far. This is going to be a slightly longer intermission, so if you are trying to get your Slugcat Trepidation Torrential Tournament Twitch random word order tournament, you can view it over at I'll see if I'm going to test really quickly if I'm allowed to drop a link in here. I haven't been auto banned, so it looks like a yes. Twitch.tv/iced37 is hosting the other stream. If you want to continue watching the chaos, please head on over there and vote for the Slugcats you see struggling. We will be back in a little bit with more action. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Twitch Torrential Trepidation Tournament. I am Wobbles, and I am joined by.
Sibbles, hello everyone.
We are glad to be putting on this show for you. We are back to the wheel. We have two runners ready to spin and see what fate awaits them. Let's spin the wheel. What fate a Slugcat and what Slugcat a fate?
Do we see? It is Artificer. Finally.
Yeah. All right. I did finally get to share in the joy of an Artificer run yesterday over on this stream, and now I get my second one. We have the Explodey Cat, access to double jumps and stuns. Probably one of the best slug cats for dealing with the creature clusters that show up, as long as you can manage the fact that using the detonations tends to latch you onto creatures. You should be set. Do we know which region they're going to?
We are going to Outer Expanse.
All right. Cyrilith, you're going to have to take point on this one because I do not know Outer Expanse. I've been there once as Gourmand. It's very cool, but I have no idea what's waiting for us there.
I explored Outer Expanse with Gourmand and most of the time with Survivor. And because of we playing on Survivor difficulty, maybe we see some nasty lizards. I don't think there are king vultures. I remember for some reason I seeing a king vulture in this region, but maybe I just killing too many normal vultures and they are evolved to king vultures.
I don't know if, well, we won't have to worry about lineages typically in this event. It seems like we are starting in the pier area, the sunken pier is what it's called. That's, oh, and a disabled gravity combined with a teleport immediately ends Red Lizard's life. It's kind of good to get those out of the way early, you know? We're only 20 seconds into the match. They're already back out of the gates. Not too bad. One thing I definitely remember from this area is just there are a lot of weird jumps to make even when you get into the nature part of Outer Expanse, and definitely plenty of them while you're in the sunken pier. So again, if there's a character who's going to be good at dealing with that, it is going to be Artificer. We're going to see they actually... Red Lizard manages to make it past the first room, which is the first step. And they are headed over to the right. So with their spawn in Sunken Pier, they could head right on back over to Subterranean and go play in a much more familiar type of space. But it looks like, at least on Red Lizard's side of things, opting to go to the left and play in some of these dangerous spots. A lot of platforming, bottomless pits, and apparently noodle flies. Meanwhile, White Lizard was headed up towards the right, a switch rooms, sending them to the bottom of this pipe. There's a bit of swimming action that can happen in Outer Expanse in the Sunken Pier, and that is the one thing Artificer is not good at dealing with. So, oh, we're on drugs. We're on drugs, everybody. I feel compelled to be honest and share that with you. We're getting into these sort of shaded Citadel-esque rooms with a bit more nature creep involved. Hard to tell what's going on, but we do have some tinnitus, we have some explosions, and White Lizard just barely managing to survive their little swimming excursion there. If you spend too long in the water as Artificer, you do explode. Well, if you run out of air. And that's a quick death by Lizard for White Lizard, while Red Lizard starts going on a nature journey with a slug pup off to the left. Seems like they're choosing the escort mission path, thanks to the slug pup spawn. But right now they're trying to deal with the presence of this caramel lizard, who is blocking the only way they would like to go. Definitely having a bit of trouble getting over it. Not sure if they're trying... Doesn't seem like they're trying to kill it, they're just trying to travel. And over on the right side, we see White Lizard doing some acrobatics. We have Grant High Agility in play for both of them, along with Disable Gravity. And if they're, again, Artificer is one of the most gameplay changing abilities in the form of their double jump. With low gravity, they're able to use it to control the direction that they go. So, with high agility, with zero gravity, Artificer can actually make plays, and probably most importantly, course correct even when you try and send them into a pit. Ooh, Dropwig and Red Lizard over on Red Lizard's side of the screen. Really good evasiveness coming out of there. The Fling Slug Cat briefly stunning them. And it seems... Oh, they were put into the jaws of a lizard and then switched rooms and managed to survive what seemed like instant death. So Red Lizard, a lot of tenacity and survival, getting pretty far over to the west in the Sunken Pier, while White Lizard, yep, that's game over from them, caught out in the middle of the rain. Hasn't been able to get a lot of headway. Feels like the choice of direction from White Lizard is making them more susceptible to the different kinds of effects that Twitch chat is generating via teleports and rain, while Red Lizard has a bit more leeway for survival, given how much room there is and how much fewer bottomless pits are in the direction they went. So now the question is, do they want to continue going to the left? Are they trying to bait the lizards over to this side? I'm seeing real careful play from Red Lizard as they traverse the terrain. And White Lizard hit once again with a downpour. Patiently waits, uses some crafting in the meantime. It can be easy to forget some of the Slug Cat mechanics while you're in the heat of the moment with all of the integration activities going on. Ooh. This is definitely a place where it would be pure luck for me if I survived. If I got knocked into a pit, I would just have to hope that there was stuff underneath me because I would not know where to aim. White Lizard hanging on there even after they've been shoved into the pit by gravity. Ooh. A little change in gravity is actually going to terminate White Lizard, and Red Lizard, killed by their own namesake over on the left side, is back at spawn. Let's see, with a full reset, almost halfway into the run, what these runners are going to be able to do. Red Lizard with another quick death out of the gate, thanks to the rain. Once again, if you are going to die, try and make it happen quickly into the cycle, that way you don't lose too much progress. See, White Lizard continues with their eastward traversal. I'm interested to see if Red Lizard continues to try and get into the wilder, more natural side of things, or if they're going to change approaches. It looks like both players are sticking to their guns. We have a bit of slug pup escort going on from both of them. White Lizard takes another death over there in the corner. Both players at pretty low karma. A minimum from White Lizard. Can't tell for Red Lizard. But having some trouble getting stuck in a couple of tricky... Oh, right through the gap for Red Lizard. Twitch chat is merciless with the gravity switches today. And I'm loving it. I am loving it. Ooh. Sudden leap into the pit. Nice reaction and kill from Red Lizard. Surviving the lizard that just popped out of the pipe. Gonna make it through the first room again. Meanwhile, White Lizard on the right side of your screen is making good travel. This seems to be the dichotomy between runners, is where you have one that tries to play it a little slower and one that plays it a lot faster and looser, so when they do get the one opportunity, they tend to make it farther. Red Lizard has played it pretty patient. We saw them survive a very, very long time and navigate some of the creatures effectively, but that particular gap seems to be their personal bane. Ooh, headshot on White Lizard from an off-screen scav. Trading kills doesn't quite work when you respawn 30 rooms back. And both of them popping out of spawn. They've got 5 minutes left. But basically right now the question is, which do you favor? The more methodical play, that Red Lizard was showing early on in their first long survival cycle, or the slightly faster, looser, more aggressive play from White Lizard, which seems to be benefiting them as far as traversal goes with Artificer, but it only takes one bad bite from a lizard to take you down, so we've seen them get stopped and have to tread ground over and over again. So it's up to preference. I think Artificer suits that explosive style really well, no pun intended. While Red Lizard over on the left looks like they got a kill on a lizard and started having a snack. Kind of hard to tell what's going on in the tropical backgrounds, but they seem to know just fine as they make it all the way to the left side of the screen and are teleported into a completely different room. Twitch chat, you monster. You are cruel.
I like how White Lizard is managed to blow up the scavenger toy.
Oh, they did.
They did. I think all scavengers are dead already. Not only because there are many lizards, but there are many explosives because of Artificer. And another death from the lizard. It is really close.
Red Lizard looks like they're still alive. They looked dead,
Yes.
but it was hard to tell. And there's
White
another death from White Lizard.
White Lizard got sniped by a scavenger.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that scavenger toll was their goal the whole time. I thought it might be to go east, but it seems like they've been going for vengeance on that scav toll because they've made it back there a couple of times. So yeah, Red Lizard's goal seems to be headed to the left, possibly into the wilds, while White Lizard has been... I'm starting to think that the scavenger toll was their goal the whole time, now that they've been there a few times and they went to blow them up. Which is fitting with the character. Oh, a nice detonate creatures clearing the way for Red Lizard. So we're going to get a little free breathing room. Only 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock to see what else these runners can do. Oh, Red Lizard actually managed to make it into a shelter. I think that is their first rest of the run from either player. I had no idea they were even in a shelter, actually. I was confused why they stopped moving for a bit. That's a side effect of the different shelter designs from Downpour, which I do think are really cool, but sometimes a bit disorienting. Yeah, over on White Lizard's side of the screen, they are back to the toll. A nice, quick tunnel kill onto that. Go! Trick-shotted by a scav and hung out to dry on the wall. I think that is one of the most entertaining spear kills from a scav I have ever seen in my life, and I've killed a lot of scavengers as Hunter. That was artistic. And big kudos to the scav who landed that trick shot. So yeah, it's back to the spawn for White Lizard. Red Lizard, again, the slightly more careful play, actually finally paying off once they got into that shelter. As now they won't have to retraverse anything if they die in the next minute or so. I think their goal has been to return to Mother Nature, and they're doing a pretty excellent job now. They've got good momentum, traveling left while White Lizard. The path of violence, you reap what you sow. The wages of sin is death, and they are getting paid in full. It's poetic, really. Mushroom climb on the left from Red Lizard, while White Lizard... Okay, I was a little surprised. I think they might have been thrown off a bit by the sudden change in physics right there, because they definitely know how to use the explosive ability from Artificer. So I was a little surprised they weren't using it right there, but they ended up getting pushed into their own tunnel, and they're finally through. Headed back to the same path as before. Got 30 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if they can get a little more vengeance on the scavenger people before time is up. Meanwhile, Red Lizard's journey over on the left side. They are doing some cool flips. and I don't know why. All right, a teleport from Twitch chat sends them all the way to the bottom of the screen with a little zero gravity. They are back on their pilgrimage. Only 1 second left. No point in even saying that. This run is at an end. The Kill Slug Cat command will be coming in soon. And that is game over for both of them. So Twitch chat, it will be time to cast your vote. Did you prefer the aggressive, fearless, almost insane approach of White Lizard heading straight towards death and the scavengers over and over and over again? Or did you enjoy Red Lizard's methodical pilgrimage to the west? Please place your votes. The poll is up in Twitch chat. Yeah, with that spawn from the sunken pier, I was a little gratified that I was almost gratified that we didn't have to see too much of the sort of rainforesty outer expanse, just because I can't really tell what's going on there, especially with all the added chaos. But Red Lizard seemed determined to try and make it all the way to the Slug Pups, which was a pretty ambitious approach to things, which I respect. Meanwhile, White Lizard actually did manage to clear out that scav toll a couple times, and even provided us with some pretty entertaining deaths by spear. So depending on what you liked seeing, will decide your vote. Got about a minute left. I hope you all enjoyed that run. That was fun. I love seeing an Artificer run. And please make sure to vote, or I will ask Ice Toblerones to bring the eyebrows back.
Not the eyebrows.
Eyebrows is definitely... Well, it's certainly a good choice for the Artificer runs. It's the angriest slug cat, I believe. In fact, it's not even a contest. Artificer is definitely the angriest slug cat. They're the only one in the game with a boss fight, after all. You completely forgot about this happening today? Well, you're here now, the blankest123. I won't ask you to vote, but please make sure you stick around and enjoy more runs after this one. I hope we continue to get more Artificer and more explosions personally. Red Lizard and their journey to the west selected as the winner. Pretty entertaining run. I'm always glad to see when the runners have different choices for their strategies and approaches to a run. That always makes me happy. Okay, and I've just heard that this might be the last match coming up. Not this one, but the next one for the morning. So once we go to intermission after this, we will have another match, and then that might be it for the morning. It depends on the player scheduling. We shall see. We will take a brief break. Thank you for watching, thank you for voting, and thank you for making the players suffer. We
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Twitch Torrential Trepidation Tournament. We're a little winding down here this morning, so we're gonna get started, and we're gonna get ready to go to Outskirts here today, and we're gonna get ready to spin the wheel here as well. Get to see which Slugcat we get here in Outskirts. Now, given that it's Outskirts, it's not gonna be too bad, regardless of what Slugcat we get compared to places like Sky Islands. All right.
Yeah, I am also here with Iced. While we spin the wheel of Slugcat possibilities, we will be two-heading this.
It's like we have Rivulet today.
Some more
Rivulet
wet mouse
in
action.
Outskirts. We'll see if
Not a,
someone actually can leave the region this time.
not a lot of water available for the Rivulet, but they are a pretty slippery Scug, so that should also give them some ability to quickly go vertically.
So, so let's say if the players were to try to leave, do you think they would go to industrial or to drainage to try to be more aquatic as we might
I
expect?
I feel like drainage is going to be easier, both because it is more of a uh, horizontal and downward, which, thanks to chat's helpful flings and teleports, is much easier to traverse than climbing up the long pole to industrial. Plus, drainage does have a lot more water for the rivulet to play around in.
The one thing that I keep thinking about is when it comes to different regions, there's generally the more enclosed ones. There's the open sky ones, and then there's the ones with any sort of world hazard, just like with Skylands with pits, or maybe we're going into Five Pebbles with all of the proto long legs. And with Outskirts, it's a more open sky one, but we can move into a lot of other more enclosed areas. I'm interested to see with Outskirts, it's different changes. What area people like being? It looks like we're starting here, at least on
It
the
seems
White Lizard side.
White Lizard takes the
Oh, looks
lead
like we
by a
might have
suit.
an issue on the left side stream. So it might take a little bit and reset. Oh, no.
All right, they are both out. And it seems they avoid getting clogged up in that first cavern by quickly going up the pipe and out.
All right. So
Ooh,
one of the most interesting things, oh, if you see on the left, they did a wall pounce off the wall to actually get up to where they needed to be. One of the interesting places I'd like to see people go to is the 2 rooms to the left that these 2 are in. The really large open to the sky room, and then just have a bunch of random creatures spawn in it.
Red Lizard not bothering to grab the Karma Flower as they go up and around to the Dragon Room, while White Lizard is still chilling in the Batfly zone. It seems they are taunting all of the lizards. A Cyan does a flip, but they run right into a DLL.
Alright, we're gonna have the run restart here. Looks like we have Red Lizard is unable to have some redeems, so we're gonna try to reset it. However, let's just observe what's going on White Lizard's side here. We've got a lot going. I think that's a Granddaddy Longlegs too.
Oh boy, that is a lot of wigglers for them to try and avoid. A little perilous slug pup as well seems to be jumping up and around it.
I believe someone has given it the powers of Rivulet with one of the redeems. You can do that, by the way. I believe you have to do Grant High Agility and then you spawn the Slug Pup.
All right, we are going to go back to intermission while we correct the technical side of things.
Hello,
Welcome
everyone.
back.
We are back from our bit of our technical difficulties here. We should have everything set up for both of our players, so the integrations can actually work.
We have reset the timer, so the players will have the full amount of time for shenaniganery.
Now, from a bit we saw earlier, we did see Red Lizard go up to Industrial, so I'm interested to see if they try to do that again.
Seems White Lizard once again taking the jump with starting first. Let's see if they can both get out of the treacherous caverns quickly before they get full of helpful lizards. The shroom juice certainly slowing things down for our players.
All right. Now, as I said a bit earlier, I believe, I really like Outskirts because it has a lot of different variations of rooms that are open to sky, fully enclosed. It doesn't have falling hazards, of course, but that makes it good for having a lot of creatures, which I love seeing the very large amount of creatures that are here. Also, we get to see
Yeah.
a bunch clip out of bounds.
Oh boy. It seems there's a spider that has grasped a slug pup on White Lizard's side, and we have a grabby inspector as well. There may not be falling hazards, except for the fact that lizards are falling from the skies.
That inspector got really angry, and then immediately on an explosion, White Lizard died.
Red Lizard is in an open area, but it is quickly becoming a problem with all of the lizards clamoring for attention.
Looks like we're going back into the tutorial here. I wonder if we can go back into the area that Spearmaster actually starts in. A lot of things just getting flown out here.
And unfortunately, this night vision is not helping as both players lack a flashlight.
I don't even know where Red Lizard is right now. All the detonates help a lot, although they might have clipped out of bounds and died.
Oh, yep. They seem to have perished. They were stuck in the little blue fruit room. White Lizard almost all the way back to the tutorial start. The low gravity will likely help them get up to the Spearmaster start, but there is a Guardian Camo Lizard. 1, 2, possibly 3. I think that's actually a Mole Lizard.
One thing that I think I would love to see is to see if we can actually get White Lizard here all the way to the gate that Spearmaster starts at. See how that goes. As
Both
with
players,
the... Oh, well, I think we got a lot of friends here, as they're all
yeah,
going very fast.
White Lizard being a little concerned. Lizards to their left, lizards to their right. Red Lizard also trying to make their way up. The pipe is blocked by so many eel lizards.
We got a train lizard in the middle of there as well. We need some detonate creature here.
It
Missing
seems
some
the
detonate
rain has
creature.
come. Perhaps the rivulet will take this to their advantage. White Lizard trying to get uppies, but it is just not getting all the way up there. A lone slug pup waving to their mother from above.
Now
They
it gets
toss it.
pelted by an explosive sphere.
Oh no! Alas, their poor child. Red Lizard in the enclosed room of doom. We'll have to see if they can get out of there fast enough or if the lizard swarm will trap them once again.
Now escape up into space. Hopefully they don't die on the fall here. Oh, it looks like they've been teleported in the next room. Everything appears to be dead now from the detonates. Very
Red
good.
Lizard going back, possibly for a child, but might abandon it. Some lizard cannons almost getting them got, but they dodge them. White Lizard perishing amidst their menagerie of distracting lizards. The heavy rain on Red Lizard, kind of making it difficult for them to maneuver as they keep getting stunned, and it seems the torrential downpour has actually killed them.
And White Lizard expertly dodging the Karma Lizard multiple times, even having them bite the spider there as they try to get back into the tutorial once again.
Seems
Don't
White
know how
Lizard is
this
also
pup got
taking
here.
a void pup with them, so they have a child they're showing their home to.
Given they are a rivulet, they should be able to get there really fast. We get some tips there. Keep moving, of course.
I think the chat is being very helpful with these tips. Oh, the lights seem to have turned off once again. Oh,
However,
White Lizard
now
is very
the
close.
creatures have caught up to them. It looks like friends, however.
The low gravity allowing White Lizard to schmoove right around the blues and camos finally gets to the upward area with their child as well.
Something I will recommend is if you are going to do Spawn Scavenger, you gotta do Spawn Spear as well, as no Scavenger will spawn with any items.
Both players having train lizards to deal with, although Red Lizard exploded in the face of one of them. It seems to have instantly killed them as well.
White Lizard has gotten into the new area of Outskirts, where Spearmaster starts.
They are certainly showing their child a wonderful world of lizards and spears.
They now have been separated, it seems, but I believe the Slug Pup's still alive. They're now surrounded by themselves, though.
The darkness is certainly making it hard to see for White Lizard.
Got another Slug Pup by the shelter. Maybe they'll try to rest here. I think they have the sad scavenger mask.
The Sadvenger, yes, seems they may have stolen it from them. The Red Lizard, seeing a cousin wandering around, I don't think they want to say hi. They are going to the opposite tunnel. Although that one is getting clogged up.
One other redeem we don't see too much is the mystery gift one. That one can give one of the big bombs if you are so inclined to attempt to get one.
Our players both given some sugar for a moment before the mushroom juice kicks in. Red Lizard sees a Cirque du Soleil of cyans spiraling across their screen. Majestic. White Lizard trying to travel in the darkness, having a little bit of difficulty, and things only getting harder as the lizards spawn more and more.
So the room that White Lizard's in right now actually was one of the first rooms, an adaptation of one of the first rooms that was ever made for Rain World. And I'm sure that the original developers always intended for something like this to happen in it.
Red Lizard running afoul the torrential downpour, getting crushed against the ground and having to start over once again. White Lizard trying to navigate this 7 lizard pileup, manages to get to the next room.
A lot more in the next room.
They do have a child, but their child is possibly terrified and constantly in trouble.
I don't think White Lizard is even... Oh, they're at the room now. If you guys do switch rooms, they might get sent into the area that you wouldn't normally be able to get back to.
Seems White Lizard has grabbed a honker, the yeek, allowing them to hop really high.
They got sent really far away there. They're going around again. Vulture's hanging out.
We have a rare Eve Vulture as well for them to deal with. Red Lizard making pretty far progress to the... Is that west?
Yes. And so one thing to note is that the White Lizard on the right here, they haven't saved in quite a long time. Well, they should be fine if they get teleported. But they haven't saved quite a long time. They've been in this area for a while now. Red Lizard on the left, still just some of the entrance areas. Now they're getting swarmed in this open room.
They briefly attempted the space program, but when they crashed back to Earth, it was covered in lizards. It certainly is Planet of the Lizards right now for them. White Lizard finally perishing, unfortunately unable to preserve their progress in the starting zone, but they are spawning with a shelter failure, making the area much more wet, giving them some home field advantage, although a red spider possibly giving them unwanted nap time.
Additionally, I believe White Lizard died there because one of the detonate creatures detonated a bomb in their hands.
Unfortunate. And it seems White Lizard was forced to take a nap and a train lizard saddled on up for a quick bite. Red Lizard, I think, may have angered the noodle fly. It seemed a little bit aggressive. This is a rough area for Red Lizard to be trapped in. We now have a Cave King Vulture. Very dangerous in such close quarters. But it seems some creature explosions have stunned the King Vulture. Not outright killing it, however.
It's like we have a train lizard pile up on left side here. Well, they seem to be getting out of here quite good. A lot of names flying around in this really tight area, however.
These Red
Eel
Lizards...
lizards flying the sky.
Yeah, it seems the eel lizards have been finding their way all over the place. Red lizard unable to exit the zone, the pipe being jealously guarded by a camel lizard, but white lizard making their way downtown through the rain. Initiating a space program of their own. We'll have to see if they can land safely. Oh, and it seems they died from the downpour. Rain World certainly earning its name today. Red Lizard trying to get out of the initial areas. White Lizard seems to have given up on going through the tutorial route, instead trying to go into some other places. Do you think either of our players are going to be able to make it to a completely new zone? They don't have a lot of time left.
Feel like they're not entirely going for that right now, as it looked like White Lizard here was trying to just go off to the right circle. Now they're just going into big empty areas. Otherwise, Red Lizard is just trying to go really fast wherever they can, it seems. Wherever the teleports may take them.
White Lizard seems to have grasped a red egg bug and has been using it for some far travels.
We're getting a lot of flings around here. They're a lot more powerful than I would have imagined. I believe they have super strength on top of the fling, sending them really far.
White Lizard giving a pat on the pole plant, but not being grasped, loses hold of their red bug. Unfortunately, they may be going back to grab it, it seems. Red Lizard seeming to sort of be taking the same path west, but getting blocked at the last second by a couple mole lizards.
We're in the last minute here. We'll see if they can do anything terribly interesting.
White Lizard almost getting chomped by a train lizard, but managing to squeeze on by.
One of the granddaddy longlegs, everything gets destroyed now by the nuke, and they fly into space. That wasn't as was. Oh, there they are.
And then everything perishes. Those got to be really careful whenever you have one of those rarefaction cells in hand. They tend to be quite lethal to things in a wide area. Red Lizard making use of the low gravity so they can float upward. Tries to get in the pipe, but pushed away by a vulture that managed to squeeze on through. And then a Minos bird comes in out of left field to give them a scissor snap.
Like White Lizards using their ability that they got from Twitch chat and did some already jumps upward and then threw a bomb down from off screen to kill some creatures right at the end. A lot of good stuff coming from White Lizard here.
A White Lizard doing a basil juice impression, bombing run of those lizards on the ground, but then fell to their death as both players ran out of time. Polls should be up soon if you wish to vote for Red Lizard or White Lizard, both players having an interesting mix of both progress and excitement. White Lizard getting all the way back to the tutorial for a brief moment.
Red Lizard was sitting for quite a while in the open area in outskirts as more and more creatures would amass around them. Very interesting to watch on both ways. The amount of creatures that we saw on both sides, and just some of the interesting things like the nuke and the explosions throughout. Been very
Absolutely. Neither player being able to hold on to a slug pup for very long, but it also didn't seem like either were using them as sacrificial chicken nuggets. I think we almost saw one of every creature. I think the only thing we were missing I don't know, we got the Minos Bird, we got the DLL.
We didn't see a Guardian, although that's especially rare.
That's right. The Guardian's what I'm thinking. Because we did get a Grabby Boy, one of the inspectors, pretty early on from one of the players.
All right, and everyone remember to vote for who you think should win this match. We're about to set up our next ones here.
White Lizard is currently in the lead, so if you're a Red Lizard fan, make sure your vote gets in and counted. Remember, once you select the player, you do have to click the vote button itself for it to be locked in. So, where do you think we're going to be headed next?
So right now, we've previously had a list of areas that we've gone through. I think some of the more interesting areas that I have watched, at least previously, was stuff like Subterranean. We had someone in the past actually make it all the way to the Guardians in depth, with a little help from chat doing Teleport Room. I'd love to see more of Outer Expanse, though, as we have yet to actually go too far in that area. It's been torture for the people who have spawned there.
Outer Expanse is definitely a very fascinating area. I think it has a really nice aesthetics. There's a lot of creatures. It does seem White Lizard has won our W today. We're going to transition to an intermission shortly as we get our next set of victims, or rather players, ready to play.
All right, we'll see you in a bit.
Welcome on back to the Wheel of Enormous Slug Cat Possibility. Our players have been assigned a save file, but they need to find their form, and we will give it to them by spinning this wheel. Which slug cat will get this time?
Now, from what I see, we're going to be in Subterranean here. And so it looks like we're going to get Hunter. Very reminiscent of a lot of Endless Obscure runs, just being in Subterranean. And all of the centipedes in the centipede pit. Although this is Survivor, I know the patch has been going back and forth on whether there's a red centipede naturally spawning in the centipede pit in Subterranean. But I'm not sure what it got left on.
Let's see how well they can contend with it. Although Subterranean, not as bad as Pipe Yard when it comes to centipedes, it's still a fairly enclosed area in many of the zones. We'll also have to see if they will opt to head towards the depths, or if they don't feel very enlightened and wish to choose violence.
Last time we had Subterranean, we did have someone get all the way to the Guardians, as both of the runners here start. Now, I'm forgetting exactly where this is. I believe this is in the vertical pipe room right near drainage. So we could go up and see some Miro Spurts if we really want to. Or we could go in the depths, or we could go see some centipedes.
Yep,
And
and
we immediately
it's-
die.
A green lizard saying hi to a mole lizard who is feeling a little bit peckish. Blue lizard dodging such early deaths, but it seems they're going up and out, maybe headed towards the outer expanse instead.
Now, some interesting things about a lot of these rooms is that a lot of the internal rooms do, in fact, fill up with water, but they also will still rain up at the top. At any point, if anything's technically open to the sky, even though it probably wouldn't be normally, it will accept rain.
It seems
So-
we have double darkness going on, so even though Blue Lizard is not in the filtration systems, they need a flashlight, and one has not been provided.
Now, one thing for people to know, there is the redeem for toggle glow. That will turn on and off glow. However, if it is especially dark, this glow will not help that much.
Green Lizard trying to grab some slug pups, but again, getting themselves got in the squiggly filtration systems. Blue Lizard going pretty far east after exiting the shelter. Curious if they may be going towards the shoreline gate, which I believe is that direction.
Yes. It's a lot of redeems going off. I'm not seeing a whole lot of creatures, and there was a bunch on the other side. They got so lucky that all of them spawned on the other side. Now we're just in the Miros bird pit.
Blue Lizard firmly grasping one of the slug pups, the others being lost with a teleportation, getting rid of a slug pup before being teleported once again, and besploded into death.
Green Lizard is now heading up to drainage here. A lot of creatures coming up behind them. I'm not sure if they remember the geometry or... Oh, now they don't need to, as it's right there. Got a lot going on, and 2 bombs in their hands. A detonate creatures could set those bombs off at any moment.
Green Lizard grabbing a slug pup to put on their back. There are many slug pups, and they can only carry so many. Uh-oh, it seems they have lost their slug pup. There is another slug pup taking a nap.
Twitch chat really not wanting Green Lizard to get to drainage here. We've had enough of drainage. We don't want to see it.
Blue Lizard avoiding an Eel Lizard. Eel Lizard seeming... Oh! Matrix dodging
Cannon.
another one
Yeah.
shot out of the cannon!
It goes so fast, it's like you're not even there.
Green
All these
Lizard
lizards
finding
having
them...
problems.
Yeah,
Zero
the
G.
low gravity teasing them right in front of a red lizard, but they managed to wiggle their way upward. Oh no, Green Lizard wanting to use the gate, but a caramel and train lizard, oh my, causing
They
a
need
bit
to
of a
stand
ruckus.
still, and they might get it. Looks like they've made it in, but now they have some company. They got, I think they're up, stuck in the top. Got
They
clipped
died
out of
from
bounds there.
There was the explosion, and while they were awkwardly standing in the corner as the train lizard tussled with the aquapede, the creature explosion ended their life. Blue Lizard finding a little bit more open air success. Our colors getting shuffled, and Blue Lizard becoming their own namesake, a big old blueberry.
Trying to remove all those bombs you're forcing into their hands, as they know they'll not be useful. We could get some interesting spears if we get some of you to do spawn spears. I will recommend. It can be any of the new spears.
Green Lizard still trying to make progress within the filtration systems, it looks like. Avoiding getting chomped by a mole lizard again. But a teleport sends them upwards. They're saying no and trying to go back downwards. A caramel in the pipe maybe getting them to consider otherwise. Some helpful hints from chat. Keep focused.
I believe right side has a game crash, so we'll see if we'll get them right back up here. Just a moment.
Green Lizard now going for the path that Blue Lizard has been spearheading this whole time. Some camo lizards right on their tail. Seems the camo lizards are too busy fighting with each other to chase the hunter. And now a distraction egg bug also getting in their sight lines. Green Lizard contemplating violence, but in the end deciding to move away. We have an entire cadre of camo lizards. Might as well call them seagulls at this point, because they want mine, mine, mine.
All right, we're
go
going
to
to pause. Yeah, we're gonna have Green Lizard pause the game here, and then we're gonna go to intermission as we fix our problem here. Hello,
And we
everyone.
return.
We figured out the issue. It was some weird edge case with creature interaction. So we just had them restart the game. We're going to have them continue from where we were. A lot of different creatures on the left here. That's a lot of strawberry lizard, I believe.
Camos, caramel, strawberries. Oh my, I think we've almost got one of everything. All we need is a train and a cyan to complete the set. Blue lizard running into a bunch of scavengers.
Like we're moving to one of the new areas on the left side here. This helps you get up to farm arrays a bit easier, if you so please, as well as outer expanse.
Let's see which path green lizard opts for. Blue lizard seems to have gotten a scavenger body, using it to slide through the pipes.
Not sure what they're going for here. Maybe they can use that to give it to a lizard, although they're not giving it to any of these lizards.
Scavenger
Another scavenger.
sees the body of their fallen brethren and spears the hunter for his temerity. Green lizard managing to slowly, repeatedly make their way leftward in this zone. Gotta say kudos to them. I myself have troubles getting through those dang worm grasses here.
Looks like we have a lot of lizard friends following around.
Blue lizard opting again for the upward path, not wanting to deal with filtration systems whatsoever.
It's quite possible we can actually get close to farm arrays here. I believe that gate is Karma 5, however.
Green lizard scooching on by a horde of lizards, all trying to fight each other for territory rather than eat the succulent slug cat right before them. We'll have to see how far Green lizard can make, however. Lizard almost besploding in the mouth of a... and a second
More.
explosion concusses them.
I believe green lizard's still alive, but an eel lizard's bringing them down into the water. So unless we get a teleport here...
They may permanently perish. Yep, it seems they're taking the reset. All right, both players starting roughly at the same time, both deep in the darkness. Oh, they've activated their night vision goggles.
Now we're in the brightness. Believe now green lizard's going down. Maybe we'll see them go to depth here. This tunnel is not very good for a very large amount of creatures. Very bad game of Pac-Man going on.
Green lizard having an explosive spear given to them. We'll see how much they enjoy that gift. Blue lizard perishing, I think, with another close quarters concussive explosion.
Both players seemingly helped out down in the filtration. Blue lizard says no, however.
Green lizard not opting for the downward path. It seems they do not wish to go to the depths at... They want to go up and left. It seems they do want to kind of go towards the outer expanse, because I think it's the really most major thing in that direction. Oh, but they are going down over there. So what do I know?
There's a daddy longlegs. Granddaddy longlegs just in the wall there for blue lizard. Barely move around.
Those wiggler tentacles are very dangerous in
Like
these
green
pipes.
lizard been teleported as they went into a pipe. They're going to be super stretched now they've gone through the pipe.
Blue lizard trying to find their way through this Pac-Man maze of DLL lizards. Oh my.
Oh,
The
the
rain
world
not
shaking
making-
around. got eaten by the granddaddy longlegs up top. Was that the same one from before? Or is there two of them there? I'm not sure. Seems like a lot of explosions on Green Lizard's side. Maybe an electric spear.
Green Lizard having a lot of other lizards clogging up everywhere. Oh no, we're gonna have to see where they decide to go from here. Seems this screen has a 7 lizard pile up, and an unfortunate explosion takes them out. Yes, the explode creatures command is very dangerous when you stack up enough lizards together. Oh, blue lizard! Seeing an orange lizard launch out of the lizard cannon right in front. Orange lizard taking the free meal right in front of them.
Green Lizard taking a slug pop, and then that centipede brings them into the pipe, but they then pop right out. I thought that would have killed them, but I believe that was something that was changed.
I guess Green Lizard declined the 2-for-1 deal on that.
Not sure if Blue Lizard can really go up in this situation, unless that Salamander grabs the centipede. Oh, now they're walking into their own.
Seems the salamander ignored the blue lizard, too interested in the centipedes. Both players also trying to go up and right. Green Lizard with a child, taking it on a tour. Blue Lizard opting to avoid children and go their own. Oh, accidentally wall pouncing down to the ground. Don't believe that's what they wanted to do.
Trying to do some fancy movement on Blue Lizard's side. Looks like they were doing EI hops, although not the best form.
Bit of mixed success. Uh-oh, we have some rain coming down.
With 0G going on. Whenever rain is happening, when you get teleported, you will be safe. So you get to see a Guardian for the first time in a while here.
Green Lizard perishing. It seems they got electrocuted while floating mid-air. Players don't have a lot of time left. They have not been able to get to a completely new region, although that is not without trying.
I'd love to see them just go off to the left in this room they're both in right now, although another explosion seems to get two of them.
Yeah, Green Lizard instantly dying. Blue Lizard managing to survive, but a Cave King Vulture now clogging up that small little zone on the upward side of the pipes. I'm not sure if they'll be able to get through. The creature explosion shaking things up, but they die from a second bomb going off right next to them.
Here's Twitch chat is not happy with them. A lot of creatures, and then detonates, and someone in there throws in a give explosive, and there's just nothing they can really do at that point.
Yes, that does seem to be a consistent occurrence with these players.
If some of you do want to see them actually get somewhere, we do want to see some room teleports. Make it out there. Looks like we're getting pretty far away on Green Lizard's side. We're about to end on time here, however.
Green Lizard avoiding the DLL, just squiggling right on by those legs.
And I believe that is the time there as the Kill Slugget command comes out.
All right. Poll will be up shortly, whether you want to vote for Green Lizard or Blue Lizard to give the W. Both players having mixed interactions with the concussive explosions of the creatures around them.
I believe Green Lizard was able to make it very close, and I believe even into the gate of drainage, while Blue Lizard here made it all the way through the Miros bird pit before getting destroyed by some explosives. So they both made it some fairly decent distance.
Indeed, Blue Lizard consistently trying to go up and east, but Green Lizard did go a little bit more variety, did a bit more exploration in the filtration systems. Both players Green Lizard was the only one to really grab a Slug Pup and take it on a tour. Blue Lizard opted to ignore the Slug Pups altogether and try and solo their travels. It looks like Green Lizard has an early lead on the poll, but if you are a Blue Lizard fan, make sure you click in and click vote and make sure it is counted.
Definitely saw a lot of interesting movement coming from Blue Lizard, especially near the end there.
Yes, those extended slides and those EI hops. Just a bit of styling, not really any big gaps to need those for clearing. We saw a lot of wigglers, some DLLs, Green Lizard in particular, having some pretty poor luck getting launched often by those mole lizards in the Pac-Man maze of filtration. The vote is coming in very close, both of them sitting at tied.
Remember, if we do get a tie, we're going to have to flip a coin. So if there is someone that you would like to see win here, now would be time to say in chat or to actually send a vote in. Now we've got 6 votes for Blue Lizard. Looks like Blue Lizard will win this match today.
Congratulations to Blue Lizard. And also a reminder, if you see anything particularly amazing, feel free to clip it on Twitch because the events Discord has a channel for you to drop it in there. We have had a couple interesting moments like the Slugcat Taffy and the horrible moment of someone trying to have their slug pups fly, but instead all 3 plummeting into the void. We're going to be going to an extended intermission, so feel free to stretch your legs and get some wah-wah while listening to the Chill Beat by Inticus.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ice37. I just want you all to know that we are going to be stopping the stream for now. Right now, we don't have any runners available for any matches. We will be back at the 5 p.m. time slot, and we will let you know then when we have matches. Additionally, join the Rainworld Speedrunning Discord for any updates on the event and for the event finals we're going to be running.